A woman set her sights on a handsome guy who was grocery shopping, coming to buy groceries at 6 in the morning. He must be a high-quality man. Annie decided to make the first move.
I like mine firm and juicy.
And no bruises.
The handsome guy quickly struck up a conversation with Annie, and within a few simple exchanges, they confirmed that both were single. Faced with such an enthusiastic and proactive beauty, the man had no reason to refuse. He walked out of the supermarket with Annie. Just as they were about to part ways, the man suddenly called out to Annie.
How about coffee?
And Annie gladly agreed. In the coffee shop, their feelings quickly warmed up, and they arranged to have dinner together on Thursday night. Everything was developing in a natural direction. Annie felt she had met true love, and even her work became exceptionally energetic. Little did anyone know that when Annie returned home that night, the moment she took off her pink battle outfit, her expression suddenly became sad. Annie lay in bed somewhat wearily, and this state continued for 3 days. The man called. Tonight was their date night. Annie didn't want to miss the date, so she could only drag her listless body out the door. Upon meeting, the man presented a carefully prepared gift, yet Annie just said thanks dismissively and stuffed the gift into her pocket. This date didn't go smoothly, and he wore a gloomy expression all evening. The man found it strange. How could the woman in front of him have two different faces? A few days ago she was full of energy, and tonight she was dejected. What should have been a romantic date found Annie with reluctance written all over her face. After the date ended, Annie asked the man if he wanted to come up for coffee or to rest, yet the man was quite oblivious. He felt Annie's state tonight showed she didn't want to date him. Annie desperately explained that she was just sick, yet the man clearly didn't believe her. Actually, Annie really was ill. This was her biggest secret. Starting from a certain day in high school, Annie suddenly couldn't get out of bed. Initially, her parents just thought she wanted to sleep in, yet no one expected Annie to stay in bed for half a month. The doctor said Annie had developed bipolar disorder. This condition could make Annie feel very down at any time, and when she had episodes, she would refuse to communicate with the outside world. So Annie forced herself to become increasingly excellent. As long as she was excellent enough, teachers wouldn't mind her absences, because she could still achieve first place by attending only half a semester's worth of classes. This situation continued until Annie started working. She gradually discovered that no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't make up for those days when she suddenly disappeared. Bipolar disorder left her without friends or lovers. A few days later, Annie's condition naturally recovered, and she became that lively and cheerful girl again. Annie decided to actively win the man back. She called in to invite him for dinner tonight. The man made excuses, saying he was busy tonight and wanted to postpone to tomorrow night. Yet Annie said,
Because I don't want to waste another day of not knowing you.
who could refuse a beauty's enthusiasm? The man agreed. Annie was thrilled, and her confident, radiant smile returned to her face. She busied herself all day cleaning the room, preparing dinner, and getting herself ready. Just as Annie was about to apply mascara, she suddenly felt her eyelashes weren't curly enough. Annie instantly became sad. At the moment approaching their date, she had another episode.